into the north side of the hall as well, so that when we have, I guess, a dinner like the volunteer dinner or a function where there isn't a lot of drapery around it, it would absorb the echo.
Okay, well, you know what, honestly, if that's something that could be delayed, I heard every word Mr. Mayor said at the volunteer dinner, and we were in the back corner. So to me, if it's this area, then, you know, that's one thing, but if it's another area and we haven't had huge complaints, then that's something that I would like to, I'd like to see us consider delaying a year. And I'm going to echo Councillor Russell's comments on the washroom at the beach house, and again, this was about a four-year-old building that's going to need this amount of work. Is that right?
13 years.
The beach house, I thought, wasn't it upgraded during the Main Street? Didn't they get some little gussies? And then last year we spent an enormous sum on toilets and fixtures that pressure valves at $1,200 a pop or something, wasn't that?
Through you, Mr. Mayor. The last time the work we're doing today, the last time it was renovated was for the Canada Summer Games.
Okay.
The work we did in the previous year was to update some of the toilets to an automatic flow.
Okay. And then on page 7, repairs to collection system and footprint of road-related capital worth $71,000. Where that's happening?
Through you, Mr. Mayor. This is this dollar value is the annual allocation of an allowance that we put in the budget. So when we do our I guess step back, most of our sewer systems are in fairly good condition. They're fairly new, you know, built in the 70s and 80s, so not in need of life cycle replacement. What this allowance provides for us is that when we go to do a road reconstruction project, when we open up the road and expose that to sewer main, if there are any sections that appear to be you know, degrading or in need of replacement upon visual inspection, we'll use this allowance to replace those sections.
And how did you arrive at that number? Was there a formula?
No, that's just been the standard value that's been in the budget for the past several years. Okay,
and then just a couple more, Mr. Mayor, and I'm done. The grinder pump station asset improvement, $20,000. What are we improving on the River Drive grinder pump system?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, it's a grinder pump replacement at the pump station that's located at the Harbor Building in Grand Bend.
Right.
So it's a life cycle replacement for the pump to.
And how old is it?
Off the top of my head, I'm sorry, I don't know, but I know I have a report from my infrastructure manager that it's time for replacement. It gets clogged and it just needs to be replaced.
Was it not put in at the time the sewers were put in? It's been there.
Before commenting, I got checks on that information. It's considered critical.
And then my last question on page 8 is the North Sewage Treatment Facility, which includes Pump Station 2, $9.5 million. Now that's not our share, is it? That's the project. Is that our share? No, that's the project. Okay, and we're putting in that full amount because we're the lead municipality. Okay, so will we break that out at some point in time as to what our share is, and then the green funding, the low interest funding, and we'll break that down at some point?
Yes, through you, Mr. Mayor, yes, we will, and in the detailed information that does show the funding coming in and financing or DC, depending what happens as we work through that model.
Okay. And my last question, just you mentioned it, Janet, on the development charge. You were going to do a report on development charges and the sewer development charges. Can you tell us when that's coming in?
Mr. Scanlon and I have discussed a brief schedule. We're going to start in January, and hopefully, depending on when the timing of the information comes in, we'll be starting on the DC first, and then our water and sewer rates towards the end of the year. They all kind of go together on that.
Yeah, because I've had a few people in Zone 3 asking me about rebates on their sewer development charges, and I said there's a report coming, and so it's good. Okay, thank you. That's it.
Okay. Should I see Councillor Russell's hand on record?
Yeah, just through you to Grant. I guess the gatehouse in Port Franks Harbor. Obviously, that's for the launching of the boats, etc. The control. The Port Franks Harbor gatehouse is on page 5.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Through Mr. Mayor. Yeah, the gatehouse is regulated access to the park. So the exit gatehouse, currently there's pressure pads in the asphalt that tell the gate when to open when somebody's waiting, and the gate just doesn't work most of the time. So people can't get out, and the harbor master has to go out and manually open that. So there should be a replacement of the existing equipment there to make sure people can get in and out.
Okay, so
to get the pole up and the pole.
Further to that,
Further to that, carry on.
yeah, and in terms of that as controlling factor for the park, am I correct about for the whole park? It's like to let anybody in, not just
Well,
the
it
voters,
did,
the members?
yeah, through you, Mr. Mayor, this is the exit gate, so it's to let
This is
people,
the exit.
yeah, to let people out of the park.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Councillor Cook.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Welcome.
Welcome. Apologize for being a bit late. So work takes priority. Through you to Brent, the sidewalk on page 3, Kona Housing Line Extension, 21,000. Well, it would be nice to have that. I guess there's a little, we have a little more of a priority for another sidewalk in town. If it would be possible to reallocate that to another area. It's on Union Street between Smith and Anna on the south side. It's very narrow. We can't get any cleaning equipment down there for snow removal. Plus the pavement's getting, or the sidewalks quite chewed up and needs a lot of repair. So, well, that'd be nice to have the extension of Townsend if it could be prioritized to something else. Short term, anyway, would be more of a benefit to a lot of people.
Okay, through you, Mr. Mayor, this project made the list because it was referred, I believe, during last year's budget deliberations. But to Councillor Cook's point, if council wished to reallocate it to an existing sidewalk to rehabilitate it, that certainly could be done.
That makes sense.
There's notes being taken on all these suggestions that are put out there. As the administrator mentioned, we'll put those together and look at all the, if you do this, this can happen, sort of the scenarios. Bring that back in one report, kind of instead of a motion here and a motion there, if that's. Any other questions? Deputy Mayor Day.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Through you to Brent. Brent, just wondering, under page 6 of 8, under the Shores Fitness and Gym, fitness equipment there, you're working with a life cycle replacement. Just wondering whether that could be deferred for a year as well, $12,000. I haven't heard any complaints about safety issues with that, and just interested in your perspective.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, again, this is an allowance that we put in every year for replacement or life cycle replacement in consultation with the YMCA. The YMCA has expressed that they do believe some pieces of equipment need to be replaced. However, I think there is a point to be made that we are RFPing this service, and we may have a new service provider coming in. So we may want to reconsider whether we do life cycle replacements and maybe see how things occur after we have the RFP. And if this was to be deleted and we found that we needed to replace something, we could always come back at a future date this year and ask for payment from reserve.
Okay.
Another question on page 6 of 8. The Grand and Lines Park is suggesting an upgrade with engineered chips. Is it functional right now? Does it work well? It's on page 6 of 8, under Parks and Beach, the Grand and Lines Park. It's suggesting an upgrade there of $6,700.
Yeah, through you, Mr. Mayor. The intent of the new park, or the new Playground Alliance Park, was to make it be accessible. Sand that we have there now, it does meet the minimum standard for accessibility, but it's not truly accessible for people in wheelchairs. And what we found as well is that with the westerly winds, it does blow sand right into the backstop, so it does affect maintenance of our clay. So we felt it was a good upgrade to improve the accessibility of the playground, but also improve a maintenance item for ourselves as well, where we don't have to clean up sand from our clay field.
Okay. Councillor Scott.
I have a couple more, and then I'm done too. Page 4 of 8, on the Grand End Main Street archway, to have a spotlight illuminating it. I think we could defer that to another year. I think our gateway is beautiful, but it's only used part of the year, so I think at this point we could save some dollars there.